Good morning and God bless you all. And I have had really great thoughts this morning. I've since last night just really sat having a real great time visualizing my future, and this is where we can really grow, when we really see that the world is limitless, that we do not need to be, if it's in God's plan, if we want to decide that actually this is the path that I'm going to take, you really don't need to worry if you're good enough. You don't need to worry how it's going to become. When you have God on your side and you know it's the right thing to do, and life has always kind of led you in that direction, and you can see, I feel this is really where God is taking me. You really do not need to sit and then worry and have doubtful thoughts upon what may become. You just need to take the first step. And even if that seems, wow, where's the money gonna come from, or how am I gonna have the time to do this, how am I gonna fit? God will work it out. Once you get the first step, once you get the first initial if it was money that felt an issue within your mind, once you get that first penny, you will get the rest. The issue is where your mind is. So your mind could be here and your goal could be up here. You need to then level your mind up and go and be on the same wavelength, have the same energy, and that is already created, that you are already living this life. You feel it, you're visualizing it, you're really seeing the things that you really desire in your heart. You see it in your mind. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And it is so true. When we really make solid decisions, and this is what we need to be. We need to be making solid decisions, not a decision that you go back on, not a decision you waver on, that you are in the mindset of, this is it, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to let no one thing stop me get to where I need to be. I'm not going to let there can be, that your road may be slightly bumpy. It may be you may have to have certain you may have to go around different ways. It may not be a straight path to get to where you want to be, but this is the joy of it. I really see that in negative situations, in things that may try and push you back, that you can grow from this. You can really grow from being in a place that really pushes you, into that may seem negative. You can have a lot of negative things that you could see negative that go on. You can see that there might be hiccups there might be bumps in your road, but don't fret. Don't then push back because there's a slight bump or things aren't in perfect order, because you have time in the the place which could bring certain feelings up to you. You could have anxious thoughts, you could have worrisome thoughts during this, which you don't need to, but they could naturally come up. You could have many different thoughts trying to arise, but don't agree with the thoughts. Don't keep in that thought for too long. Really start confessing and saying what God says. Really keep your eyes on God. And I seen something this morning and it really blessed me that, you know, we should be having we're living day-to-day life. So what do you want your day to look like? What do you want your life to look like in your days? Instead of focusing completely on that end goal, which is absolutely great, but day to day, what is it you want to impute within in yourself, within your family, within the people around you? How do you want to be? And yes, there can be, well, I really don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Like, I have a tendency to be a little bit frustrated, or I have a tendency to be a little bit anxious in areas, or I can't seem to get there. But you can get there. When you start and you really make that decision that you're not going to let your feelings, your emotions take over you, you can really learn that anything is possible. Nothing is impossible. It's just a step away. It's just that you decide today that, okay, even though these things may try to rise in me, I'm not going to agree with it. I'm going to grab hold of the positive and the great thoughts that I know that live within me. I'm going to really grab hold of the joy. I'm going to grab hold of the greatness. I'm going to grab hold of the positivity that I can have during this time, knowing that even though I may not feel too great, or I may not have not everything's running smoothly, I know I have my God who has put me on this great path, and he wants me to know that you are going to get exactly where you need to be, but you need to make the decision that you're not going to let anything stop you. Even if there seems a huge bump in the road, you're still going to say to yourself, no, I know what God has put within my heart. I know that there may be things that try and stop this path that I really desire to go on, but I know that my God is going to get me there no matter what happens. I know that even though that many people may not agree, this is me, and I'm going to live the life that God has called me to live every day. And we can really live such a great life every day. So really have those small little life day-to-day goals. Maybe how you act and how you react, you want to really build within you. You want to actually decide, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm not going to go down that route. Even though I may have the feeling, and it may be so strong within you, every day that you stop, or every day that, okay, let's talk about emotions. Maybe you can suffer with real anger issues, but you can, at that point of this emotion rising up in you, you can then take a breath, count to 10, close your eyes, imagine yourself in your safe place. Imagine yourself in your happy place. Imagine yourself that actually I'm not going to rise to this feeling within me. I'm going to stop and I'm going to think. Okay, it's the same with maybe addiction. Okay, that if you're addicted to something, I am not going to today, and I am going to stop. But then there become a time where your mind, even though you've decided this is why you need to stand strong in your decisions. So there can be a time that, it could be friends, or you could be sat on your own, or it could be anything, that your mind tries to slip back. And again, you need to just really think about what you're thinking about. Really think and say, is this really what I want? Okay, for this minute, this is where I feel I really need this. I'm really desiring to not to really to go in, whatever you're addicted to, go and do this. But look at your long term. Is this really what you want? No, maybe you could get something, maybe you could go and exercise, maybe you could go in, you can go and watch something, or you can go out for a coffee with your friend, or something that takes your mind off of that moment. And day by day it gets easier. Day by day you learn to be so much stronger, and you realise what a wonderful life you can live in being sober on a day-to-day basis. And when you learn to be strong in all these things, when you learn to be strong in saying no, because not every no is a negative. When you say no to yourself, sometimes it may be one of the kindest, greatest thing that you do for yourself, because you are the one that lives your life. You are the one that has to make choices and decisions for yourself. It's not people around you don't actually know how you feel inside unless you speak and you open up. So it's you making that choice. It's you saying no to yourself, no matter what anyone else says. You've got to have a strong attitude within you to say no. I want to have more self-worth. I want to have more, I want to live my life properly. And living in addiction, or living in, an emotion that you may feel, that you keep reoccurring and keep like relapsing into it, that is not living life. Be strong, like really be strong and have good courage, because God wants you to really know that he has your back in everything that you're doing. That even though these feelings and emotions may arise, that you are stronger than your feelings and your emotions. You're stronger than that. You're stronger and you are so strong saying no to yourself. And it's a day by day step. It's a day by day commitment to yourself that you're going to do this for you. That you're not gonna let the things of the how you should be in this world, the box that this world tries to put people in, that that you should look always, a lot of people get a lot of things done to their face. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, but that's not who God has created you to be. Your hair needs to be long, and it's very, for people you need to fit into a box. You need to be a certain way. Create your own box. Do not be conformed to this world. Don't think just because you don't look a certain way, you're not a certain way, your hair isn't long enough, or you know, your lips aren't big enough, you've got too many wrinkles, that actually you're not worthy. You don't look as great as the second person. You're your own person. You're the only one you get to live with every day of your life, and you're the most important to ensure that you're growing, to ensure that you're learning how to really love yourself. And that's not love the look of yourself. Don't get me wrong. I have suffered with a lot of this, but we are perfectly imperfect, and we do not need to fit into anyone else's box. As long as you're happy being who you are, as long as you're happy and with the way you look, you know, as long as it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It really doesn't, because it's between you and you. No one else lives in your mind. So do the things that make you happy. What makes your life happy, and what is the goals that you're setting for yourself, because nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible with God, and nothing is impossible with you, because you can surely have the most amazing, fantastic life, but it's down to you whether you're going to choose to let the things of this world dumb you down and let you feel like you're not good enough, because it's untrue. The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you desire to do, but are you putting yourself in, or are you letting that little thought in your mind bring you back and stop you from being who you should be, and being who God's called you to be? So this is really what I wanted to share. Really have such great vision for this year, and that thing that you may have wanted to do for many years that you may not have been so confident at doing, go ahead and do, because it's gonna stick with you, and you're always gonna have that thought. If you want to start a business, if you want to, you know, start a new course on something, if you really desire, don't let anything stop you. You can do it. You truly can. So have an absolutely wonderful week, and God bless you.